What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel, travel vlog. I'm on the side of the highway right now. We're on our way to Heavy Hitters, Virginia, Smith Mountain Lake. And man, we just had something misfortunate happen, but very thankful to be safe. And we got in a little accident, man. So we weren't at fault, but there's 3 vehicles involved, myself and 2 other vehicles, and we got some damage to the boat. So I'm gonna bring you guys to the back and kind of show you what happened. Me in a Tesla rear end my unit right here, and my prop is completely damaged on this other side, messed up. My gear case is messed up. I can't turn this right here, so we're gonna have to get a new gear case. But at the end of the day, that's not for us. It's just Atlanta. But well, people, here we are, man, at the gas station, right? Surprise, surprise. But man, crazy little morning, man. Life happens, man. Very unfortunate situation. Young lady fell asleep on the road. It happens, man. She was on her way to work, and she rear-ended the guy behind me, who in turn rear-ended my motor, thankfully. And we got some footage of that, actually. He was in a Tesla. And so he has like, those Teslas have like 6 cameras all around them. And so he can see it from several different several different angles. And so we're gonna overlay some of that so you guys can see what happened too. But just, you know, at the end of the day, man, like I told her, like I told the young man too, I'm like, look, man, we all safe. All these things are replaceable. You can get your car fixed, you get your car fixed, I'm gonna get my boat fixed. It's all good. Everybody walked away with the most important thing, and that's life, man. So, you know, try not to be sleepy on the road. This happens to me. This is something I run into all the time. That's why I never leave tournaments the same day unless it's really close, less than like probably 5 hours. Then I'll drive maybe the same day and go home. I always want to get a good night's sleep, wake up the next day, and then travel. That way I know I'm well rested, and the likelihood of me getting sleepy and falling asleep on the road is minimal. But again, man, just another learning experience for all of us. And again, everybody's safe and sound. That's the most important thing, man. So shout out to everybody that was involved in the little fender bender is what I'm gonna call it. We all here, man. Here to tell our stories and talk about it. So time to get back on this road. We got about 6 more hours to ride to get up here to Smith Mountain Lake and slap us a new prop on, maybe a new gear case. Doesn't look like the prop shaft is bent, but it don't look great either. So we'll see. But nevertheless, we good. Let's go. Yeah, we got a little fender bender. Wasn't too bad. Just really just damaged my
hit your boat.
No, it did. Well, not the actual boat. Hit my motor and ran straight in the back of that 250.
Ah.
Yeah, bro. Completely bent one of the ears on the prop. Like completely bent that sucker back, and then like scratched up that gear case pretty bad. And so I was worried about that prop shaft, you know.
Yeah.
But I spun that prop shaft around and looked good. Crickets.
That's all you hear.
My boy got that crickets. Hey, with an S.
Don't let there be a cloud in the sky.
Hey. J-Dub, y'all. Multi-millionaire. My homie. One of the wealthiest people I know. My boy got Cricket Wireless. I'm gonna call it Crickets with an S. He got Crickets Wireless. Cause you be on the phone with him talking, all of a sudden all you hear is crickets. Hella. And you're like, damn, my boy. You #1 ranked handler in the world, man. Verizon, AT&T, hell, even T-Mobile. Boost Mobile.
I think T-Mobile will make a run at it.
That's what I keep hearing too.
I heard they were switching their thing from cell towers to satellites, so it'll be like Starlink.
Oh yeah, it'd be over with.
Like low-key, you could get cell service anywhere.
Yeah, the best service ever.
Middle of the mountains, middle of the lake that ain't got no service. Middle of the ocean, you went on that 7-day survival trip, you could have had service.
Dope.
T-Mobile
Well, less than that might have been.
T-Mobile might be making a run for it.
Hey, if they do that, I'm switching. Bye, Verizon. Overpriced, trashy, 5G, terrible. They need to call 5G no G. 0G. Terrible, bro. Virginia for lovers. Lovers Lane in Virginia.
Getting close.
We getting there, man. We got an hour and 20 minutes.
Like you said, we could have been there already.
We could have been there already. We had a little mishap earlier. Held us up for about an hour and 40 minutes. And the police still never showed. But I ended up leaving, and then they showed like 20 minutes later. So I ended up getting the police report and all that kind of stuff. But it took them forever, bro. We making our way up here to Smith Mountain Lake. Everything on the internet says this place is fire. I see some cool YouTube videos. This place has got some cool fish. And it has largemouth, smallmouth, and I think spotted bass. It has smallmouth. Yeah. Definitely got smallmouth. My dad's calling me. I definitely got to take that. Y'all bear with me. All right, folks. It's about that time. We just crossed state line into Virginia. It's a semi-beautiful day. Look like it just got done storming here, so like we just missed the storm, which is awesome. And yeah, we're gonna roll into town and get some groceries and get settled at the house, meet up with the boys, and get to chit-chatting. But first, we got some questions. Thank y'all as always. You always come through with the questions for the travel vlog. So greatly appreciative as always. Hopefully y'all got some good ones. We get a lot of repeat questions in the question section. So look, if you follow me on Instagram and you decide to do the question, try to, think outside the box a little bit. We get a lot of the, what's your PB? If you can only use one lure, those sort of
y'all
things.
Ever come fish out west?
Hey, my Western anglers, man, they sensitive about that, bro, and I understand. We don't ever come out west. I'm sensitive about that too, so I do get that. But y'all try to get a little more creative for me because
even like non-fishing questions too. Like,
it ain't gotta be fishing
weird,
related.
like,
Off the
goofy,
wall. Yeah. Y'all want some gardening tips? You see your boy in the garden, man. I got some gardening tips for y'all. All sorts of things. Anyways, y'all ask me some questions a little bit outside the box. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, here we go. First one from Jonathan B.W. What do you miss most about the FLW?
What do I miss most about the FLW Tour? Man, that's a really good question. Actually.
Throwback.
Man, that's a multifaceted answer, I guess. Hang on, guys. I need to make a mobile adjustment right here. I got to get over. About to miss my turn. There's a little bit of traffic around. We don't need no more fender benders today. The old FLW Tour, man, which is where I got my start. I hear you, boys. Yes, sir. I miss the simplicity of fishing during them times. I do at times miss the 5 fish deal. I'm not gonna lie. I do miss that. Whether that's best for the fishery or not, it's obviously not, but that's just what I grew up doing. All of us did. So, there's times where you miss that. So I'd say just catching 5 fish for sure, boxing a few, coming up. Chris Jones, let me see your 2 best bass. Them was good times, man. I do miss that. So that's the 2 things I'm gonna give you as far as the FLW Tour is concerned.
Yeah. All right, next one from Faux Boy Rod.
Who is it? Who?
Faux Boy Rod.
Faux? I'm going to call my boy Mac back. All right.
He said, kind of a little sensitive topic here. He said, why do you think them bigs keep jumping off?
Hey, that's a great question.
He watches the videos.
Hey, he definitely, I appreciate my hardcore fans that really watch the videos. Man, I've rattled my brain. Those that have been watching my recent tournament vlogs, Fishmen Getting Off, costing me a lot of money and heartache and everything else. You know, I'm using the same equipment, the same line, the same hooks, rod, everything, baits that I have caught thousands of bass on. I have made thousands of dollars with. And it worked flawlessly. And then all of a sudden I'm losing some. I want to attribute that to part of the game. For one, you get enough bites, you're gonna lose fish. It's very misfortunate when it is the bigger than average fish. It sucks. That's part of it. The other thing is, what I was gonna say. Oh, losing the fish is just part of it, right? And then the other thing I'm attributed to is the time of year. It's spawn, and those are spawning fish that I'm fishing for. Spawning bass, female and male both, have a tendency to not mouth the bait entirely because it's not a feeding reaction necessarily. It's more of a get the heck out of here. So they may just grab half the bait and go to tote it off the bed, and you think in your mind it's swimming left. Surely he or she has it and has the hook. Then you go to set the hook, and you just didn't have a good placement in their mouth. Whereas like pre-spawn and other times of the year when they're really eating the bait, you notice you got them back in the crushers, you got them way in the roof of their mouths, and they're not coming off, right? It's just a different feeding reaction when they're spawning, man. Excuse me, it's not a feeding, it's a different bite reaction when they're spawning. And so I between the two, who knows, man? But I have a hard time going back to the drawing board to correct something that has worked so well for me for so long. So that's where I'm at with it, man.
All right, next one from Robert Ware. He said, what do you do in the off season when you're not fishing for MLF?
Off season, not fishing for the league. What am I doing?
Off season.
We don't have an off season. We always working, baby. Now I'm obviously filming content for you guys. Doing a lot of things that I personally enjoy, creek fishing. As I just stated earlier, man, I love to garden. I don't know if y'all know that about me or not, but I love gardening. My wife does too. She kind of got me into it for real, but I really enjoy that. Spending time with the fam. We usually take a family trip. Me, wife, and the kids, we usually go somewhere. And then, of course, hook up with the boys and their wives. And then we do like a group trip somewhere. Usually, we try to take the wives somewhere warm, you know. Let them enjoy themselves, hang out on a beach and things like that. So just a few things I like to do during the off season. And ocean fishing, I love the ocean fish too, man. Saltwater, I like the bottom fish in particular, man. I'm a weird saltwater guy. I could care less about the pelagic species, although I've done it and it's fun. You know, your tunas, your sailfish, swordfish, your marlins, and I just don't get off on that, man. And I guess it's because I'm a bass fisherman. I like dropping to the bottom, getting a bite, then it loading up. And if I'm using a circle hook, I just take off reeling, or maybe artificial, I might get a hook set or whatever. I just enjoy that because it's so much more relatable to bass fishing. So my grouper, my snappers, halibut, the species list is very long, but my bottom fish, I love that. So if y'all want to take me bottom fishing, you got a bad to the bone offshore rig, holla at your boy. Send me a message.
And also, as far as like the MLF, a lot of y'all's like business is done in the off season.
Oh yeah, the business, yeah.
That's deal with that in the off season.
That's a really good point, Colin. So yeah, we take care of a lot of our business, our partnerships, sponsorships. All that takes place during the off season too. Starting in so we have ICAST in July, where a lot of times you get to open up the conversation, but you don't actually get those deals completed and signed until mid to late October. A lot of times, sometimes even later in November. But ideally, in a perfect world, mid to late October, you got everything locked in. You know where you're going. You know who you're going to be with. You got your new deal signed. You lost some deals, whatever. It's all out there. That way you can start working on a boat wrap, truck wrap, jersey. These things take time, man. I know you guys see us pop out there in February. Everything's all together. Looks all good. Man, but, boy, we've been humping during the off season to get all that stuff together. So that's what we got going on.
All right, this is from Excellent HD. He said, do you think there's a 20-pounder in the Delta?
No, I don't.
So
and if there was, a sea
fish?
lion got it.
What's the biggest fish?
So the Delta record, if I'm not mistaken, called in 1998. Y'all fact check me on this. I forget bro's name. I want to say it was 18.8.
Oh my gosh!
Is the Delta record, and that's old school Delta, man. And so, could there be one somewhere? Sure. I don't foresee it in my lifetime fishing out there. Many tournaments as I've ever fished, hundreds, and just growing up out on the Delta my whole life, from I'm gonna say 11 to let's say 32, right? The biggest bass I personally seen with my own two eyes was a 14 something. But I think there has been some 15s, over the years, but you just don't see those giant bass. Now, I'll say this in the same breath. I think there's a 20 pounder in, let's say, Lake Berryessa, which is just right up the road from the Delta. I can see that. I don't even think there's a 20 pounder in Clear Lake, even though somebody just called it 16. Well, a very high 15. I'm gonna call it a 16, 1590 something. Gary Collins, if I'm not mistaken. A 16 pounder in Clear Lake, but I don't think there's a 20 pounder in there. I don't. But I think some of the more low-key lakes that people don't talk about and don't get near the traffic have those potential to have a 20 pounder in it. We got DC calling. Let's see what Sizzle talking about. Sizzle.
This water's loaded over
Is it?
here. Yeah, look like they're gonna be buying an MR6 all the way.
Damn, not an MR6, bro.
Dang, he made it there yet.
Oh, it should be. I doubt it, man. Everything I seen on the tube, hella clear.
All right, so the next one is from our buddy Phil.
Phil Givens?
Yeah.
Shout out Phil. Right on, Phil.
He said, do you only stop for gas when doing long drives, or do you stop to stretch and move around?
Man, usually, like, if I'm on the road, like this trip, we getting it, I'm going to stop when I need gas only. So, what you going to probably get about 3.5 hours, 4 hours tops before you need to pull over, generally speaking. So, about every 4 hours, we'll get out and I'll get gas, stretch, walk around, get some water, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But
You're trying to woo-woo.
I'm trying to get there, bro. Like on this one, this is a 10-hour ride from my house, more or less. So it's like I'm trying to get there. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna push it to the max. I usually, once I get about a quarter tank, I'll stop somewhere. But aside that, we on that road, baby, eating the miles up.
All right, next one's from Kevin Arbit.
Hey, that's my homeboy, Kev.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's my boy.
All right. So he said, what's the strongest part of your fishing game and what do you need to improve on?
Hey, count on Kev to come with the very thought out.
Is Kev from Cali?
Yeah, Kev. Yeah, Kev from Stockton, man.
Okay.
209. Shout out to 209, bro. But he's been living in LA for many years, so he's semi LA guy. But that's a good question. Strongest part of my game, man. If you'd asked me that 10 years ago, I'd have instantly just said flipping, right? Because I grew up on a Delta. That's 90% of my game for many years. Learned very quickly out on tour. You had to be much more versatile than that. Fell in love with the spinning rod. Started to diversify my approaches. And man, it's hard for me to say, but I'm a natural shallow water angler, man. That's what's in my blood. That's what's in my DNA. That's that California Delta of me. I just struggle to shake, to for good and bad, So I'm gonna say I'm a natural. I say a strong part of my game is shallow water fishing, all forms of shallow water fishing. What do I need to work on? I mean, I feel like the ever evolving, ever changing electronics, man. I mean, I got out. You kind of master side scan, down scan, mapping and all these things that started to change and get better in time. And now here we are with forward and in scout mode or perspective mode or landscape, depending on the brand you run. I mean, it's getting so deep that's forever changing. And so I'm gonna say the electronic side of the game is something that I'm gonna always have to work on, and so I'm gonna pick that.
All right. Next one's from Jordan Harding. He said, what do you expect for heavy hitters this week?
What do I expect for heavy hitters? So,
what's the vibe?
Smith Mountain Lake, man. This place has been putting out some serious bags this spring. Now, granted, we're here in middle of May. Kind of an awkward time of year, kind of similar to what we had at Chickamauga, in my opinion, where you're going to have fish doing so many different things. Not a bad thing, but you're just going to be doing a lot of things, right? All over the place. So, my expectations are there will be some big fish caught. I don't think there will be nearly as many big ones caught now as opposed to if we were here in March or April. I think it would be really good, or the potential to be really, really good. But nevertheless, I still think you're going to have some fish spawning. So there's still going to be some bigger females up shallow, fry garters, things like that. But I'm thinking it's going to be a good fishing week for the field. I think the field will catch them pretty good, doing a host of things. So one thing I'll key you guys in on this particular event, different from the rest of our events, because you guys obviously don't get the details like we do. We can use forward-facing sonar all 3 periods this week. I know a lot of y'all are going to cry about that. And the reason is because this is an event that the league gave to Lawrence to, keep that partnership strong and allow us to showcase the Lawrence products. And so we can use forward-facing sonar in heavy hitters and probably in a team series too. I haven't read that far down the list, but I think we can use it in a team series as well. But anyways, so you guys are going to see a lot of forward-facing sonar this week. I know y'all love it. Minnow shaking, jerk baiting, Nico rigging, drop shotting. My top 4 scope baits that y'all gonna see this week, I bet you. So y'all stick with us on that. But I think it's gonna be a good week. I really do, for everybody.
Hopefully there's a lot of catching.
Hopefully there's a lot of catching. I imagine it will be. Fish are a lot of post-spawn fish. They're gonna be feeding up, trying to get back fat after spawning. So I could imagine that being pretty good. I don't know what the grade is in this lake. So is it hard to catch a 2-pounder here? Is it easy? I don't know. So that's gonna be a big deal. 2-pound minimum this week. So we don't know what we're working with as far as that goes. But from a little bit of research I did, there's a lot of big fish in this lake.
All right, so kind of the next one is from Roberto Kennedy. Kind of on the same vibe as this one, but thoughts on the new Lockbox.
Did he type it out like that?
He just said quote unquote Lockbox.
Oh, okay.
And how DC loves it.
Hey, hilarious, bro. That's so funny. I actually really like the Lockbox and what Major League Fishing is doing right now, with forcing your hand to fish without forward-facing sonar for 2 periods. I like that. Everybody's gonna have an opinion on that. My boy DC hates it, as y'all know. He loves it. He loves it, hates it. You know what I'm saying? But again, it makes an angler showcase a wider array of skill set, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. And it makes you stop staring at that screen for 5 hours. I mean, you can look down and look at mapping. You can look down and look at 2D sonar. You can stay on your waypoints, things like that. But now you got to utilize more old-fashioned, tried and true, traditional techniques to catch bass. And I like that. I got a lot of old school in me. I'm like in the middle, man, between new school and old school. And so I personally like that. It slows the game down a little bit. Allows you to think a little more. The every fish format, man, I know a lot of you guys have never competed underneath that format. But let me tell you, when I tell you difficulty level 10, it's so challenging because it never stops. And so you're always searching for that next bite, that next thought that's going to trigger you onto a pattern that's going to, get you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more bites real quick. And you can never let off the gas, man. And so it's very challenging. And I enjoy that. I love a challenge, man. So this particular format has made it really challenging. So
I feel like the Lockbox was a 10 out of 10 addition to y'all's format.
Yeah,
it just worked so perfect with the
with the boat officials.
Like it was just a seamless transition. It's not really causing y'all no headaches.
No, and then too, the fans. You guys, when you guys comment on the social media of the league, on my social media, I've been getting nothing but positive feedback from the Lockbox. There's not been one person hit me up, I'm sure there will be now, and say, man, I hate that Lockbox. I wish y'all could scope all day. I haven't heard that. So I don't know. I think you guys are enjoying it, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. That's how we got here to begin with. You know, without viewership, without you guys paying attention and watching live and all of that, we have nothing. So we kind of have to cater to the viewer in some aspects. So
yeah,
I like it.
All right, next one from your local fishing channel. Said, and this is another question that I've never asked, but it's popped up quite a few times.
Okay.
And it's do you have any superstitions before you fish tournaments?
Superstitions. I'm not a big superstition guy. I'm not. With that being said, I got one that I don't play with, and that's bananas in the boat, man. I'm just not playing with the bananas in the boat. I had a bad experience with that.
Oh, so you've actually had a...
I had a bad experience with
bananas
in the boat.
That's valid then.
Yeah, for me, it's deeper than that, because I used to hear that, and I'm like, y'all crazy, you know, whatever. I never used to bring them anyways, but, you know, I wasn't tripping. Like, if somebody had one, I don't care, whatever. Then I had a bad experience, and I said, you know what? And then on top of the bad experience, I didn't bring the banana. I was in a FLW, what they call now a Toyota series. Back then, it might have been a Costa or an Everstar. I can't remember. Some time ago. My co-angler brought it. Bruh, we had a horrible day. And this was on a lake where I was catching 30 and 40 in practice a day. Lake Shasta in California. So anybody that's fished Shasta, y'all know, like, you may not catch a bag, like a heavy sack, but you finna catch some bass, bro. Like, that's just what it is. And I think I weighed in 3 bass that day. And I caught all 3 of those after my man ate that banana and tossed it out my boat. I said, yeah, bro, I'm good.
We're going to err on the side of caution and not do this.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on bananas. I love you, bananas, but not on the boat.
So no bananas. All right, last one. Samuel Clymer. He said, how do you process all of the drama in the fishing industry?
Man, I just stay out the way, bro. That's it. That's a simple one for me.
I feel like we do a pretty good job.
It's a lot of drama.
Really, for us and just our group of, we just try to stay positive.
Man, stay positive, stay out the way. You get caught up in that so easily. And at the end of the day, none of it benefits me, right? So it's like, why would I indulge in something that doesn't help me? I don't got time for that, man. You know, I got bass to catch, I got preparation, rods to rig, so many other things I could be doing, man, other than deep diving into some drama in this sport. It's littered with it, man. It's unfortunate. I hate to see it, but it is a part of the sport with social media. If we didn't have social media, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. These things would happen. You guys would read about it on print paper, or however it got out to you guys, right?
Tackle shop,
word of mouth, and then it would be over with, man. But it lingers, and it allows everybody to have an opinion, and he said this and she said that, and I saw this and I saw that, and it's just whack, man. Let's just get back to fishing, man, and do what we love, and that's catch these bass, bro. Everything else is, y'all can keep that.
Yeah, that's it. So 10 of them this week. That's it. And we had some good ones this week.
Yeah, y'all had some good questions for me this week, man. Thank y'all, everybody that participated. I really appreciate that, man. Y'all been rocking with me on this, man, and I love it. I love bringing y'all along with this journey, interacting with you guys, the good and the bad. I always say that, and I just want this to be a learning experience for one, and I want this to be an opportunity for y'all to come along with me and kind of, you know, take a step into my life and what I do as a professional angler on the water, mostly, you know. We might get into some behind the scenes stuff later down the road, but on the water type stuff, traveling to and from, you know, the things we encounter. You know, sometimes my life is crazy, man. It is. Like today's video today. Yeah, today's kind of wild. Today's a little bit wild.
We were gonna start at a gas station, but you know we love to
open up at a gas station, but we kind of got in a little situation prior to that, so. Got a launch ramp right here.
We made it.
We made it. One piece, we here. I mean, honestly, y'all come look at this, man. The damage is, I mean, she all scratched up and beat up, but I spun that prop shaft around a few times. It looks straight. I need a new prop, so I'm gonna have to get a new prop out of this situation. But I don't think I'm having no problems with that, man. Honestly, you know, and man, I'm just happy that nobody got hurt, man. So many times I put so many miles on the road, and I'm always driving past these horrific accidents, man. And it's very scary, to be honest, because I'm on the road so much. But dude, nobody got hurt, absolutely nobody. And that's the up to this video, this whole video, man. Made it here in one piece. We're in Virginia. We linked up with the boys. DC, J-Dub literally just pulled in. Brett, Colin, Nick, the whole crew's here. We missing my boy Adrian. Shout out my boy Jersey boy, Adrian Ravina. We missing you this week, big dog. I'm gonna catch a 12-pounder for you though. Don't worry. And yeah, man. Weather's nice. Little rain. It's gonna clear out tomorrow. I'm excited about it, man. New lake, never been here. I love fishing new lakes, man. Always a new challenge, new obstacles, new bass to be caught.
They better without Dane Tatum than they are with him. They are.
No, they balling.
The Knicks are cooked without Tatum.
All right, we wrapping up this travel vlog. I just got corrected. Dixie had to get me right.
I thought you were talking about travel in the game. I literally was thinking you travel. And I said, oh, travel.
It's travel.
I said, that was tragic.
We sitting here watching this game.
Blocking foul.
Hey, my man threw the hardest shoulder ever right there. You see that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he tried to kill boy. That's crazy. But anyways, we done made it safe and sound, man. The boys are here. We actually had day one of practice today. That's why I was a little tongue-tied with that. We got one more day of practice, so I ain't gonna go too deep in detail on what we saw there, but
We're cooked.
DC says we're
Nah,
cooked.
just play. We're not cooked. We're gonna be fine.
Hey, I will tell y'all this. Smith Mountain Lake got a few bass in it, so y'all stick with us, man. Practice videos up next. Colin's coming out with me tomorrow, so hopefully we catch a few good ones.
How was your motor today?
Motor ran flawless. Everybody know a lot of people concerned. Transom's fine. Bow tie's fine. There's no cracks. There's no nothing. The boat is running good, so don't worry, guys.
Ranger tough.
Ranger tough, baby. We good. Still building engines one at a time.
There you go.
All right, folks. We'll see you at the practice video.